Hello, crafty friends. This is Irene Fierro from Impressive Formations. So I've been working on a Halloween layout, but I was also waiting on some of my items that I had purchased online because out where I live, there's not really a scrapbooking store close to me. So I tend to have to buy things online. One of the things I waited for is like these new Tim Holtz skulls that he came up with this year. And then this is another really awesome thing for Halloween that he came up with. So from here, I've used some of his little, I don't know, titles, I guess. And then he has some like transparency type of bats you'll see in my layout. As far as dies, I did use Anna Griffin's door dies actually. And in particular, I used for this one door frame, I used this as a tomb, and you'll see what I did with that one. And then she also has, it's down here, a carriage easel die. So I used the carriage for this layout. This guy. And then you'll also see that I've created a background with this graveyard. And this is from Quick Cuts. Cookie Cutter Graveyard. And then I use an embossing folder for a freehand tree frame that I created. I used a sticker from this Paper Studio pack. Particularly, I used a moon. And then this is from the Michael's Recollections collection. I used some tombstones. I used Tim Holtz gate to create a gate. Here's some more of his new stickers that I used. And I used some of the skulls, a couple of some of his expressions or sayings or whatever. And then I just have some generic ghost and a hand that I used. So this here is the layout that I came out with. So I started off with a black cardstock, and then from the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby, I used Cosmic Sky. I really like this as a nice background paper. I use the same paper in my Polar Express layout. And like I was saying, so here is the first die, the carriage. I cut it in black. So also from the Michael's Recollections, they have these stickers that it has like a face, but then if you move them around, they have like a ghostly figure or something like that. So I used one of those here. It's like a green reaper, I guess. I don't know if you can see it if I move it around. And then the three skulls that I used are here. I don't know if you can see that. So it's a black cardstock. I trim off about 1/4 inch of the background so I can see a little bit of the black border. I punched a few ghosts. I cut a few ghosts from the vellum paper. And then with the hot glue, I only put a little dot of hot glue on their face. So it looks like a dark shadow on them. These are those bats from the Tim Holtz collection. They're like transparency, and they kind of like just flicker. I just use my glue gun. This is a freehand cut tree. I needed like a border, and I wasn't sure what to use, so I figured I would create my own tree, because for this limestone that they're walking on, I used a 1.5 inch strip of gray cardstock, and then I used Tim Holtz, this embossing folder. This is looks like a rocks, like pebbles. I don't know if, yeah, cobblestone. And so I embossed that on both ends. But because this is only 11 inches long from the Recollections paper cardstock, I had an inch that I needed to cover. So that's why I put this. I created my own little tree here. And then I ripped some white cardstock, strips of it, and then I used Tim Holtz's distressed ink, the walnut stain, and I, what is it called? Use this dauber, and then I just ink the white cardstock on the edges to create my dirt back there. And then behind the dirt is where I put the graveyard on this layout. Now for the skulls that I had shown you, they were a little on the thick side. So I actually used a hacksaw and I cut them off. I cut the little skulls off so that they wouldn't be so bulky. So this is what you get. And then I hacked off about half of it. And so I used one there. Otherwise it'd be sticking out really much. This is also from the Tim Holtz collection. It is mummy cloth, he calls it, but you can also use cheesecloth. And then I also use the same ink pad, put the mummy cloth there, and then I pushed my dauber in there to get it to absorb some of the dark ink here. For the rip, it's from the it's like a vintage lettering, so I used the letters ripped from that cutting folder. What else? I think that's about it for this one. So my nephew dressed up as like a, I don't know, I guess a dead sheriff. So this is a magnet. So you open it up, and so that's him. And from that sticker collection, it says calls answered day or night. And then you'll flip it close. It'll snap in place because it's got a magnet. So he's the gravekeeper. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second page is this guy. So pretty much the same. I had to free cut another tree, and it's in black cardstock. And also to hide my 1 inch gap that's missing on this end. And here is that gate die. And I think I used like 3 of them across. Sorry for moving it so much. I was just going to say or explain, so when you cut these, so like these are 2 of them, and then I glue them by overlapping on the fence post. Then the third one I glue overlapping on the fence post. So you can make the fence as long as you want with this die. Here's the little tombstones that I used. Again, the ripped paper. I think this one has 3. So the way I was thinking is like, okay, this side of the graveyard is full. That's why they're like in the background. But the gate is open so you can bring in the new person that's going to get buried into this graveyard. So the door is open here, and the carriage will come in through here. Here's the skull again, another one that I cut in half. And there's that moon sticker. And then I just use vellum, and I just randomly cut some little moon cloud layers for it. So this one you'll see two hands. So the first hand, if you lift it up, so this is my sister, and there's one of the stickers, the appearance of evil. And then if you see the other hand, you'll open it up, and then this is my same sister with, she's a master of disguise. So this is where I'm going to put the journaling. I need to talk to her about the dates and stuff like that. So that's why this guy is still empty, but this is a trifold. And so this, with a magnet, shuts closed again. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, I guess, let me know and I'll try to answer as best as I can. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll catch you again later.